Here's a fly ball out towards center field. This one's going back, and this one is gone! Taylor gets this one out towards center field to the short porch, and it's a grand slam! That's a floater, out to short. And it's booted off the shortstop's glove! Just like they drew it from Hollywood. Caladros, the 3-2. Swing and a miss! And the Audubon Green Wave have upset the Kingsway Dragons! Grant Fournier, 2-run shot to right.
Welcome to Alcyon Park, right here in the heart of Gloucester County and right here in the back roads of Pittman. We've got ourselves a Tri-County semifinal matchup. It's our first of many here at Alcyon Park in the next 2 weeks, as we've got the Washington Township Senators and the CHBR third base crew joining us here on this absolutely lovely Monday evening from Alcyon. Obviously, big stakes on both sides for this ball game. This is the first of a 3-game series, and I think one of the things that should be stressed here is that there is a lot on the line. The Senators have not won a championship in their league history, and they have not made a championship since 2022 when they fell to the Gardens of Vineland. Meanwhile, CHBR, a team that is owned by the commissioner's son, Angelo Bones Marciano, this is a team that is looking for their shot at glory. Meanwhile, the 9-time Carter Cup champions Cherry Hill Pittman, they await on the other side of the bracket playing the South Jersey Grizzlies tonight in Camden. Let's flip it over to the main board. We got here just in time for starting lineups, as we'll introduce the CHBR starting lineup led by Bones Marciano and presented by Harper Driving School. For CHBR tonight, we've got Nicholas Cizelka in center field, RJ Mastero in left, Jack Mastero at first base. Damon Suriani is the designated hitter. Braden Davis is at third. Bobby Woodward of Immaculata is at the catcher spot. DeSale, second baseman. John Rorick bats seventh. Jared Vanderster of Pennsville bats eighth. And Thomas Carroll in right field as we are underway. Aiden Huey, the starting pitcher for CHBR, also of Salem Community College, headed to Barry University in Gulf Shores, Florida after this season. Lefty-lefty matchup, Joey Ruffino, the starter for the Senators this Monday evening. The left-hander out of Washington Township High School and now at RCSJ Gloucester, the 3-time national champions. The ground ball out to second base. Throw to first is a close play, and Cizelka is retired for the first out. Ruffino, a 0.24 ERA. He's only allowed 7 hits the entire season, funny enough. 10 walks, 46 Ks. In 29 innings, he's had 6 appearances, a 0.074 on base against, and a 0.59 whip. I mean, he has just been incredible this year, and he has thrown 2 no-hitters to boot. There was a point where he had not allowed a run in a month. So he's been red hot this year, to say the least. Mastero gets on top of it, and it's foul. Quickly 0-2. His brother, another Gloucester Catholic commit, bats third in the on-deck circle. Oh, 2 popped up. Back behind the plate and out of play. Mastero did not start the season with CHBR, but he has worked his way into the lineup since he rejoined the team in late June. There's a swing and a miss. Mastero down on strikes. That's a strikeout for the 2 RCSJ teammates, Ruffino and Mastero. And now here is his brother, Jack Mastero. And RJ Mastero hitting .522 this season for CHBR. His younger brother, Jack, hitting .438 in 6 games. 3 RBIs, 7 for 16 with a 1.172 OPS. Breaking ball catches his own for a strike, 0-1. Really like this approach from not only Joey Ruffino, but also from manager John DiPietro, putting in your best pitcher for game one of the series before you go back to Camden tomorrow night when you go in a hitter-friendly ballpark against, in the words of John DiPietro, maybe the best hitting team in the league. You want to keep the ball in the yard. And one of the best ways of doing that is by, well, putting in your best pitcher to keep the ball in the yard. Somebody who's only allowed 3 runs all season, 2 of them being unearned. He's only allowed 1 earned run in 29 innings this year. Sharp grounder out towards second base, and that will, he's got trouble with it, and he will get a runner aboard. So Jack Mastero reaches on an error at second base, and he'll now have another GC grad, Damon Suriani, batting in the 4 slot. And well, when you talk about somebody who had only 7 hits allowed all season and threw 2 no-hitters during the regular season, umpire telling both dugouts that he's already out of baseballs, so they'll have to get him back. I mean, it's only the top of the first inning. They were all usually that warning comes in the 3rd or 4th. Suriani left center field. Playable in center, and indeed it is to retire the side. It's a relatively clean first for Joey Ruffino as the left-hander allows 1 runner on an E4. We go to the bottom of the first here in Pittman. It is no score. Bottom of the first here in Pittman. Your starting pitcher for CHBR tonight will be Aiden Huey. Originally out of Pittman High School. He knows these grounds very well, and also a grad of Salem Community College. He's headed to continue his 4-year career at Barry University in Gulf Shores, Florida in 2026. Huey has a 7 ERA on the season as the first pitch to Phil Sedalis is a strike. It's 0-1. He's got 6 innings, 10 runs, 6 of them earned, 6 walks, 11 Ks. 2.17 is the whip for him. Strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night here from Alcion Park. The Rowan rising senior, Phil Sedalis, strikes out looking. Let's take a look at the Washington Township Senators starting lineup presented by Harper Driving School. You just saw Phil Sedalis at short, Dan Riesels in left field, Jason Morgan in right, Rich Raccabaldo at first base, Kyle Crozier at third, Robert Carfagno of Highland in center field, Mark Scarpa, the designated hitter, Trevor Sharkey, the catcher, and Alex DiPietro, the second baseman. With Joey Ruffino, the starter, 4 pitches, 4 strikes. That was his first one that missed, and it's 1-1. That's always a good start for a pitcher, especially one that has a lot of zip on the fastball like Aiden Huey does. Always good to have somebody who can have a lot of command, because with great velocity, sometimes that command can be an afterthought. Up at the letters, 2-2. Again, Huey, he's been in a couple of different places. And once again, one of them being Pittman High, the home field here for Pittman and the Panthers. There's a line drive, Two-hopped, bobbled by Rorick. Throw to first is in time. Good stretch by Mistero to beat the runner. And a complicated 4-3 ground out as the first out, or rather the second out in the bottom of the first. So 2 away for Morgan. Washington Township is down 3 starters tonight. Hence, we're seeing Morgan in the 3 spot, who we have not seen too much in our coverage of the Senators this year. And according to the manager, DiPietro, 1 absence for a personal reason. The other 2 were for work-related issues. So, you know, in this situation, we talk about, I think it's going to be a good balance. Because CHBR, even in the words of DiPietro, is probably the best hitting team in the league. And it's always nice to see a manager who can, you know, kind of have some high praise while also trying to down said high praise. And he said, you know, they have the best hitting. We probably have the best pitching. So it's a good way to counter it. Ground ball to second base, and Rorick redeems himself there with a much easier 4-3 ground out that time. Yui goes 1-2-3 in the first, including a strikeout. We're through 1 at Alcyon Park, no score.
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Braden Davis leads us off in the top of the second inning. This broadcast is brought to you by our good friends over at Harper Driving School. Over 90% of students who take their New Jersey State driving test with Harper pass on the first attempt. If you like those odds, book an appointment today. Suite 4 to Total Turf Complex in Pittman, 614 Lambs Road. Just a few minutes, maybe just a minute or 2 down the road from Alcyon Park. Two balls, no strikes to Davis, 5, 6, and 7. Davis, Woodward, and Rorick. The batters due up here in the second. Here in Game 1 of the Tri-County Baseball League semifinals. Strike called on Davis, counts 2-2. Tipped foul. So those 3, and then it's Vanderster and Carroll. Davis, another product of Rowan University. 4 for 15 in 6 games this year, 267 average. 1 home run for him, and there's strike 3. He knew it. First strikeout for Ruffino. Check that second strikeout for the left-hander Ruffino. That'll bring up Bobby Woodward. Bobby Woodward, one of the few players with the distinction of a home run in the collegiate rank and in Tri-County. Hit one of the longest home runs we've seen in Tri-County baseball in our 3 years of covering the league back in 2023 with a 429-foot shot to left that nearly cleared the parking lot of Cherry Hill Township's municipal building. Ground ball to third, and it's the second out. I really like Ruffino's strategy here. Obviously, he's got a lot of strikeouts this year, but he's inducing contact and he's making his infield work, and toughening them up a little bit is always going to be good. Keeping your pitch count down. Even his at-bat versus RJ Mestero that resulted in a strikeout wasn't that long. No hit so far, just an E4. There's a swing and a miss. 0-1. 82 degrees and sunny tonight at Alcyon Park. Always love coming here, no matter what time of year. Obviously, check to first says no. But we've always had our fair share of unusual stories and unusual circumstances here at Alcyon, and we finally made the move this spring to go into the press box, mostly because of convenience. I think some of you longtime viewers that remember us going all the way out into right center field was never easy, and I'm sure some of you imagined, correctly so, that it was not easy. Strike called. Rorick disagrees, and it's 2-2. But, I mean, listen, the hard part is not getting out there. The hard part is getting back, especially with all the times that it's been a pouring summer rain at Alcyon. It's not easy. Ruffino gets a strikeout. He has 3 through 2 frames so far. We are through an inning and a half here in the Tri-County semifinals. No score. Both pitchers with a scoreless first. We go to the bottom of the second with a first pitch ball from Aiden Iwi. That ball's cracked by Raccabaldo, left center field. Actually, it's out towards straightaway left. Oh, look out. That's a shoestring catch by RJ Mestero. Provides some drama into out number 1 here in the bottom of the second. It's not that the sun was in his face and it was windier before the game than it is now, but sometimes just have trouble getting under it, have trouble catching the carom on the ball. But Raccabaldo flies out to left. Even I had some trouble picking that ball up originally. 4 up, 4 down for Iwi so far. So it's Raccabaldo, Crozier, and Robert Carfagno for Washington Township. That one misses. Strike called. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Outside. So both the league coordinator and the league commissioner, Angelo Marciano and Bill Cohood, in attendance tonight. Upstairs. That'll be ball 4. First base runner Iwi is allowed so far. And now it'll be Robert Carfagno, again the product of Highland Regional. Got a lot of fire sirens going throughout. Yeah, you can hear some of them. And I think 55 is really close to where we are, so they might be heading up the highway. Strike called. It's 0-2. Carfagno, straightaway center field. That one slicing in. It's going to drop for a base hit. It's the first base hit from either side, and it ends up being a blue base hit back up the middle by Robert Carfagno. So a little bit of trouble here. 2 out, or rather 1 out, 2 on. And the Indiana University of Pennsylvania product, Carfagno, drops a single, drops it in the bucket in center field. And now the batter will be Mark Scarpa, designated hitter. There's a strike called. I really like that approach there from Carfagno. Doesn't do too much, keeps the hands inside, and doesn't hit it too far either. The outfielders are playing a little bit deep, even for the 6th man in the order. Drops it out to center field. Doesn't put too much velocity on it, but he puts on enough to where it's not of concern, which is always nice. Scarpa fouls it back, 0-2. That one actually hit the tree over towards the roundabout, and I honestly didn't see it come out. I thought it might have landed in the tree for a second. There's a swing and a miss. Big fastball that time from Iwi, picks up his 2nd strikeout and the 2nd out of the inning. So Sharkey will bat. So he's the 8th batter in the order for Washington Township. He'll be followed by Alex DiPietro in the 9th spot if the inning continues. But I think the biggest thing right now is Township getting a run on the board. And, oh, it's off of Iwi's glove, goes to second base, and John Rorick ends the threat. A 1-4 fielder's choice ends the inning as that ball careened off the glove of Aiden Iwi like that ball was skipping across a lake like a little rock. We'll go to the top of the 3rd, moving right along here in Alcyon. It's no score.
So after the holding call to be 1st and 20, as now rolling out to the right side, he's got a little bit of room to run on a QB rush. He's going to get a 1st down. There's no flags, and how about this for 61 yards? Anthony Gaetano with a QB rush that works to perfection. He hugs the sideline, and Anthony Gaetano gets the scoring started for the Red Hawks at 7-6.
Jack Mastero, 2 for 3 with a strikeout, a double, and a single. Looking to play hero. He's going to line this one into right center field, and that's going to drop. That's going to do it if they don't get a throw down. Mastero's going to second, and Danza's coming home. Sectional champions, Gloucester Catholic. They do it in a walk-off fashion as GC with Mastero playing hero. An unbelievable
Welcome to Alcyon Park, home of Pittman baseball, home of the Panthers. Just a couple minutes up the road from Pittman High School, where we'll be seeing the Pittman Panthers versus the Lindenwold Lions on an edition of Thursday Night Football on Thursday, October 2nd at 7 p.m. is the start time. We are less than a month away from opening night of Dan Wilkins Broadcasting football here in 2025 between the Cumberland Colts and the Clearview Pioneers. 6 p.m. kickoff on Thursday, August 28th. We have a doubleheader on Friday to the 29th. The Collingswood Panthers and the Clayton Clippers at 11 a.m. on Friday the 29th. And then at 7 p.m., we go down the shore for the South River Rams and the Point Pleasant Beach Garnet Gulls. Going to be enjoying our time down the shore before we go right back to work on Saturday, August 30th. Between the Paulsboro Red Raiders and the Penns Grove Red Devils, a rematch from 2024. The batter is Jared Vanderster. A couple of Salem Community College grads on this team. Again, we talked about the pitcher Aiden Ewey. We saw Vanderster pitch a 6-inning effort versus the Rough Riders in the quarterfinals of this 2025 playoff bout. And of course, he is headed to, I can't remember where he told me he was going to, but swing and a miss by Vanderster. He's a grad of Pennsville Memorial. And Vanderster goes down on strikes. It is the 4th for Joey Ruffino. But he just signed on to play somewhere. I'm gonna have to follow up on that now. Here's Thomas Carroll. And of course, Nick Cizelka, who's now in the on-deck circle, is also a Salem Community College grad, or at least a current player there. You know, you've got a lot of Rutgers Camden guys and a lot of our CSJ guys between these two teams, but shouldn't be ignored the Salem Community College presence as well. And really, that's the great thing that we've seen about JUCOs in general. Both starting pitchers hail from one, coming from relatively unsung programs like Pittman and Washington Township. 6-3 ground out, retires Carroll, and there's 2 away. Back to the top of the card, it's Nicholas Cizelka. But no score in the top of the 3rd, and I have a feeling that it could stay this way for a while. You've got a pitcher like Joey Ruffino who has only allowed 1 earned run in the regular season. And Cizelka gets jammed, fouls it onto the softball field. 0-1. And again, we talk about how CHBR might be the most powerful hitting team that this league has to offer, this 11-team Tri-County Baseball League. Well, it shouldn't be ignored that there's a chance that you're going to see that same kind of moniker about Cherry Hill Pittman this year. I would not be surprised if the Senators don't win this game 1 that you could see a CHBR Cherry Hill Pittman final. I mean, it's possible. We've got a 1-2 count, 2 away, lefty-lefty matchup, and Cizelka fouls it back again onto the softball field. Alcyon Park, of course, we have a better view of this when we are in the outfield, but 4 fields here. 3 baseball/softball fields and a soccer field that Pittman High plays their games on. There's a Little League baseball field straight behind us, and then to our left is the Pittman High softball field. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top of the 3rd. Ruffino delivers. Tipped foul. I like this approach here. As a left-handed batter, you're always kind of at a disadvantage when you're facing a left-handed pitcher, and it's always nice to see a guy like Cizelka, who has a lot of experience in that regard, finding his way into a good, long, stretched-out at bat versus one of the best to offer in the Tri-County Baseball League. There's strike 3, though. Cizelka goes down on strikes and going to the bottom of the 3rd. It's looking good for Ruffino, but his offense, they will have to back him up. He's got 5 strikeouts through 3 innings, and we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Still 0-0 here in Pittman. Bottom of the third, this broadcast is brought to you by DAWG Professional Wrestling, the Dangerous Adrenaline Wrestling Gladiators, New Jersey's premier pro wrestling organization with high-flying events and nonstop entertainment throughout the Garden State. For more information on future events and ticketing, please visit dawgprowrestling.com. Also, if your civic organization, charity, club, or school would like to see some action into their next fundraiser or event, book your next outing with DAWG Pro Wrestling today. Bring a flair to the next outing that you have on the town and bring some high-flying entertainment to the table. Again, book with DAWG Pro Wrestling, the Dangerous Adrenaline Wrestling Gladiators, by visiting their website at dawgprowrestling.com. Quick 0-2 count here to start the bottom of the third. Upstairs, the ball that time. Alex DiPietro, and then Phil Sedalis and Dan Riesel. 9-1 and 2 for John DiPietro and the Senators here in the bottom of the third. Outside. By a hair that time. Looked a little bit low as well. If I was behind the dish, I'd probably call that a ball. It's 2 and 2. Can't blame them, to be quite frank. Popped up again out of play into the parking lot. Landed right on the round table, the rotunda, or the circle back there. Two balls, two strikes, nobody out in the third. Upstairs, 3 and 2. We got two dogs mingling over here down the third base line. They were getting along a little bit earlier, but this one's trying to get onto the field. It's ball 4. So DiPietro gets on, and Iwi allows his first walk of the, or rather his second walk of the night. I think it's somewhere in our contracts how many dogs we have to show per broadcast. Want to know. Again, during the summer, I mean, if you watch our football games in September and October, we get a lot more serious and we get a lot more cordial. But during baseball in the summer, it allows you to get a little bit looser, and I've always been a fan of that. The fact that we can just, you know, be here on a lovely summer night, and just like these players are having fun, so are we. DiPietro advanced to second base on the passed ball, it looked like, as that one popped out of the glove of Woodward. 2-0. Strike called. One of the things about Iwi, you know, he's got a whip over 2 this year. He's going to have to keep that control in check. It looked like he didn't have a problem with it earlier, but now he's put his opposition in a hitter's count. And I think the last thing that you want to see is him to start losing control and lose composure, because that won't end well for anybody. Count's full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Outside. He's given up back-to-back. And the Senators could be punching open that door in a second, as back-to-back walks bring up the left-hander Dan Riesel with nobody out and 2 on. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow night for the second of 3 games, potentially 3 games in the Tri-County semifinals. Riesel rips one foul. It's 0-2. We've got the South Jersey Grizzlies and Cherry Hill Pittman facing off same time tomorrow in the same place. For these 2 semifinal series, both teams are alternating, so game 2 for this series will be at Camden tomorrow night, which it honestly kind of works out for everybody, because if you think about it, I mean, even though this Cherry Hill team plays at Alcyon Park, which is, it's actually why they have Cherry Hill Pittman in their name. Because I asked one time, I said, you know, why are they called Cherry Hill Pittman? Because Cherry Hill and Pittman are at least 30 minutes away from each other. That's kind of like having, what's it called? It would kind of be like putting Pittman and Vineland in the same name. You know, they're far enough away from each other where it's like, okay, what are we talking about here? Iwi misses inside. It's 3-2, but where it comes from. It comes from the fact that Kip Bard, the longtime manager of this team, rents out Alcyon Park for these games and lives in the area. But a good handful of the players came from Cherry Hill. It used to be just called Cherry Hill. We've got a 3-2 count, nobody out and 2 on. Huge moment here for the Senators here in game 1 as Riesel skies it out towards left. Mastero going in, he makes the catch, and there's one away. One away for Morgan, the right fielder, who, this is shockingly the first time this year that we've seen Morgan starting for the Senators. Again, as was explained to us by DiPietro, a handful of starters were out for tonight, so they're playing with what they have. But Morgan, out of Rowan, has appeared in 9 regular season games. He's 11 for 26, and he's hitting .423 with a .971 OPS. So his contributions certainly have been plentiful for the Senators. But he's got a 3-0 count here, and the biggest thing for the Senators is you have to stay patient. 3-0 count, even if he throws one right down the middle, I wouldn't swing. I don't think there's any incentive for him to swing right now. Does get the strike called that time. Again, seems like these pitchers are best at settling in on a 3-0 count. They know that they're not going to swing. They know that they don't have anything at stake. And this time he does swing at a 3-1 out towards right center field. It's hit well. Going back is Cizelka to the wall. He'll make the catch. Runner will tag for third. No throw will get there, and both runners tag up. So it's a deep fly out to center by Jason Morgan, who has 3 extra base hits on the year. And that is the second out of the third. So DiPietro now 90 feet away. Sedalis held up. And now Roccabaldo will hit. Just a little bloop single can put the Senators in front here. But yeah, I mean, Iwi, 3 walks already, 1 in the second inning to Crozier and 2 this frame. Strike called, 1-1. But if he can just sometimes a deep breather is all you need. Settle down a little bit, get back in, maybe have Marciano or one of the coaches come out and talk to you, give you a little bit of positive reinforcement, because it's about those mind games. It's a game within a game. When a pitcher is struggling, sometimes he just needs somebody to come out and say, hey, you're doing fine. 1-2, hit out towards left field. That could drop. It will drop. Mastero played it on a hop. That will be an RBI single for Roccabaldo. Loops one into left field, and, well, considering how the first couple of innings have gone, the first run could be the most important one. He scores DiPietro from third, and Rich Roccabaldo has himself an RBI. It's 1-0. Big swing by Crozier that time, who walked in his first plate appearance. It's 0-1 in what is now a 1-0 ball game. Outside, catcher has to trap it. Again, I really like that piece of hitting there from Crozier. He doesn't do, or rather from Roccabaldo, bloops it the other way. A lefty being able to hit to all parts of the field is something that's so beneficial for this Senators team, and especially on a night where they're missing Julian Gonzalez. They're missing a handful of other starters on this team, like Chris Smith being one of them as well. That's going to be a line drive. One hopped by Rorik, who spears it, and the throw to first is in time to limit the damage. An RBI single to left field by Rich Roccabaldo opens the scoring. And we go to the 4th inning here at Alcyon Park. CHBR with a little bit of work to do, but honestly, for what it's worth, it's not all that much. It's just a 1-0 game. It's a busy night here at Alcyon Park, a beautiful Monday evening. It's time for DWB Trivia Time. Today's question is, outside of California, which U.S. state has produced the most MLB players of all time? As R.J. Mestero grounds it to short. Throw to first is quickly in time. One pitch, one out in the fourth. Your options are Florida, Pennsylvania, New York, and Ohio. The answer will be revealed in the bottom of the fourth inning. So one pitch, one out in the fourth. And his younger brother, Jack Mestero, takes the plate. Again, his brother, RJ, representing the three-time reigning national champions of NJCAA Junior College, RCSJ Gloucester. It's really been interesting following JUCO baseball in the last few years, especially this season, with how much raw talent there is across the board. And honestly, I think that JUCO baseball is starting to become much more of a valuable product. As we said, both starting pitchers hail from JUCOs. Aiden Iwi out of Salem, who is now taking his talents to Barry University. And it especially becomes important as here's a fly ball popped up third base side, going over Crozier. He'll make the catch, and there's two away. But yeah, I mean, it's very important, I think, that we find in an era where college coaches are straight up just saying now that they are not recruiting any high schoolers. Now, of course, there are plenty of schools that are still actively and heavily recruiting high school talent. However, you're seeing in a transfer portal dominated era. There's a line drive out to short, easy play, and a wonderful play at that to end the inning from Phil Sedalis. We go to the bottom of the fourth, 1-0 Senators. Aiden Iwi still out for the fourth. It's time to reveal our answer for DWB Trivia Time. Today's question is, outside of California, which U.S. state has produced the most MLB players of all time? Our options are A, Florida, B, Pennsylvania, C, New York, or D, Ohio. Vincent Vogt, our producer for today, what's your guess?
I know this one. That is B, Pennsylvania.
Well, let's take a look. The correct answer would be Pennsylvania. So there you go. PA, the neighbor, one of the neighbors to New York. California, of course, far and away the highest producer of MLB talent, which is not surprising because California is easily the most populated state of the U.S. I believe Texas comes in third, New York in fourth, a lot of that coming from New York City and surrounding areas. I mean, New York also has, I think a lot of people forget, even though New York City is massive, they also have a lot of major cities in the upstate area. Because New York is a massive state, but yet the 8-mile block of Manhattan is New York, and then everything else is upstate. Buffalo, Syracuse, Albany, Rochester. A lot of large cities. I mean, think about it this way. There's a lot of population on Long Island as well. It's a big state, and it's relatively rural, but it's not the most rural out of the Northeast. You know, I would imagine that a state like Maine becomes very rural very fast once you leave the areas down the shore, like Bangor or Portland, Maine. Missed outside. Scarpa the batter with Sharkey on deck. Grounded foul, third base line. So one away in the bottom of the fourth inning after a strikeout to Carfagno. Now Scarpa got a piece of it and stays alive. Still 3-2. They're going to tag him out, and the home plate umpire says he went. So back-to-back Ks for Iwi. Again, it's been a bit of a polarizing start. He's given up a couple of walks, but he has had a good record with strikeouts. That is his fourth of the night, and he's got 2 away here in the bottom of the fourth. Again, like we said, the other series going on in Camden tonight. South Jersey Grizzlies versus Cherry Hill. Grizzlies being the higher seed as the winner of the North Division with a 9-7-2 record, which is actually 2 games better and 2 points better than CHBR. However, they do have the same amount of wins, both teams with 9. They tied for the most amount of wins in the North Division. However, with CHBR playing 2 fewer games than the Grizzlies. Quick delivery from Iwi, misses low, and it's 2-2. But already in the bottom of the fourth here at Alcion, it's a 1-0 Washington Township game. An RBI single by Rich Raccabaldo has been the only offense so far, as he just struck out the side. Aiden Iwi picks up 3 Ks all in a row and all swinging, as we are through 4 here in Pittman, 1-0 Senators.
BB and Copsetta trading a couple looks. They know what's going on. Full count. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Just like they drew it up in Hollywood. Caladros, the 3-2. Swing and a miss! And the Audubon Green Wave have upset the Kingsway Dragons in the Ralph Shaw Classic 26th annual. They are back on top for the first. And this is going to bring up Andrew Petrick, who has a single in this game. And here's a fly ball popped up right field side. And it's fair. It's fair. They're going to throw to second for try to get this play. The force out. They got him, but the game is tied. How about it for Woodstown? They complete the comeback to make it 8-8. So now there is 1 out after Kubat let it fall in right. And because the bases were loaded, you know what? That's a very smart play.
Launches one foul. See, Mostero's doing us a service here. Or excuse me, D'Alessandro. D'Alessandro is doing us a service here. He's letting us have this conversation by having a long at-bat. But a lot of people are still caught up in the D1 or bust mentality. Listen to this crowd. Listen to this crowd. We'll talk about that later. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Clapping it up here for the Roadrunners. 2-2. Here's a fly ball out towards center field. This one's going back, and this one is gone! 3-run homer! D'Alessandro! And it's a 1-run game at the crack of the bat. 5-4. 3-run shot to center field.
Top of the 5th inning here at Alcion Park in Pittman. First pitch is a strike to Braden Davis, 5, 6, and 7. Davis, Woodward, and Rorick, the batters for CHBR, as they're looking to get on the board. Grounder sharply hit down the third base line and foul. Quickly 0-2. I mean, this is turning into a full-fledged pitcher's duel. You've got both pitchers that are getting into outs early, but at the same time, I think one of the things that we're seeing that's different is that one pitcher seems to be a lot more consistent at handling the strike zone. And that would be Ruffino. I mean, hasn't allowed any walks, and in fact, hasn't allowed any hits yet. The only base runner he's allowed was an E4 to Jack Mastero on an easy ground ball to second base. By the way, over at Camden, it's 3-2 CHP after 2 innings. Lucas Rollins is the pitcher, and even in the pitcher-friendly park, Rafael Rogers hit a 3-run home run for CHP. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Ruffino, with a history of milestones on the hill, he's already thrown 2 no-hitters this year. He'll get a swing and a miss. Davis down on strikes, 1 away. He struck out for the 2nd time tonight. He's at a half dozen strikeouts. And again, he is 1 base runner over the minimum tonight. And that was on the error, which, to be fair, was just a simple ground ball. I don't think there would be any dissent saying that that was a hit. Oh, he's going to try to bunt here. Hey, in the playoffs, it's fair game. You hear the motorcycles roaring down 55. At least I think that they're going down 55. Because that overpass is right there, right near exit 50. There's a swing and a miss. 0-2. Because there's exit 53, which dumps you off in Sewell. And then there's exit 50, which drops you off closer to Glassboro and Richwood. When you've lived in South Jersey your whole life, you start to think of towns that nobody says that they're from, but they exist. They most certainly exist. Fouled back. That one also landed out of the tree. I mean, who says that they're from Hynella? Like, all I know is that there's a Walmart there. That's about it. I don't know anybody who actually lives in Hynella. I know people who live in Summerdale, people who live in Stratford. That's about it, though. That one's outside, 2-2. People who live in Winona don't think that's a real place. Now, if I didn't live in Audubon for 18 years, I probably would have said the same about something like Mount Ephraim or Barrington. That ball's crushed out towards left center field by Bobby Woodward. However, it'll stay in the ballpark with the still breeze tonight. That kind of has died off after the first pitch, and Ruffino forces another flyout for out number 2 for John Rorick. But, I mean, Mount Ephraim, we were just there on, I believe, Friday for that home run derby regional with those young kids. They were doing a fantastic job, but I thought it was interesting because one of the really interesting parts about it, I thought, was Mount Ephraim culture. You know, again, they're a lot of like their own people. A lot of those people know each other. You know, the Mount Ephraim kids have always been going to Audubon High for years, but you know, I think about it in the sense of one of the towns that has the most homely feel to it is like Gloucester City. Everybody who's in Gloucester knows everybody else from Gloucester. They know when they went to high school, they know their families, they know their pets, they know everybody. Audubon's pretty much that way, and so is Pittman. But we've got a pop-up out towards second base. DiPietro will be there, and the inning is over. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 1-0, Senators. That ball's crushed out towards left center field. Going up is Mastero. He slides, and he makes the catch. Wait a second, no. They're saying that he dropped the ball. They've got the runner at second. Oh, boy, this is going to be trouble. Marciano's coming out. I mean, I can't tell from out here, but this could be trouble. If that's the case that they're saying that it dropped, then it'll be a double for Jared Vanderster. Or, excuse me, for Township, it would be for Alex DiPietro. Are they going to, well, they can't use replay, but the runner's standing on second, and I don't know, they're reviewing it. I don't know. After this batter, let's take a look at the replay. They're going to score that as a double for Alex DiPietro on the second pitch of the inning. Now that one is lined. Look out into the parking lot. Of course, around this time of the game, I'd mention the little car that acts as a directional arrow on top of the Alcyon press box, but considering that we're up in the press box tonight, we don't have that luxury. The best thing that we can do is show you out in the rotunda the Alcyon Speedway Memorial, which, of course, there's a sign there for when Connie Mack sent his Philadelphia Phillies here during the 1930s. And along with that, the Alcyon Speedway was a very real third-of-a-mile dirt racetrack that existed here up until about the 1950s, when people were getting dissatisfied with stock car racing and dirt car racing throughout the area. And especially, as that'll be a walk to Sedalis here with nobody out, it was especially important because if you think of NASCAR, first of all, if you watched the Speedway Classic yesterday, might have been, I believe it was yesterday, in Bristol, Tennessee at Bristol Motor Speedway. I have been a lifelong NASCAR fan, and that sport was actually built out of prohibition, where moonshine runners who would, create their own alcohol and deliver it to people across the country and also run from the cops while doing it, they said, hey, why don't we do that, except we're not running from the cops? They're going to say that's a hit by pitch and the bases are loaded. While we have a chance, let's take a look, before this becomes too much of an issue, of that supposed no catch in left field by Jack Mastero. Let's take a look. So just taking a gander here, I mean, I don't know. Again, we're shooting through a fence here. Had a good read on it in left center, and then Mastero cuts to his left there. You can see he went back. Then he cuts to his left, and then I cannot tell from that angle. So when he goes down, we kind of lose that angle. As here's a fly ball out towards right center field. This could split the gap. It will. How about this for Jason Morgan? It's out to the right center gap. 1 run comes in. 2-run score. 2-run double. Jason Morgan, the captain, checks in with a 2-run shot to right center field that skips 1 hop off the wall. And it's now a 3-0 Senators lead, as it turns out that no catch by Mastero will be very consequential now. There's still nobody out for Raccabaldo, who had the RBI single to left earlier in the ballgame, down in the 3rd. Raccabaldo hitting .204, 10 for 49. 9 RBIs and a .534 OPS. 2-0 here. I would have to imagine, they do have, looks like a right-hander, actually looks like a left-hander warming up in the CHBR pen. So now that they are really taking their time here, talking to Aiden Huey. I should say it's 8 p.m. It's the bottom of the 5th inning, and 1 hour has passed. That is kind of crazy. The shortest baseball game we've ever covered was a game between Audubon and Sterling in 2024. And it was relatively quick because we checked, and for Audubon, 14 of their 21 outs across 7 innings were on the first or second pitch of the at-bat. Game ended 4-1 in favor of Audubon, and it ended in 1 hour and 24 minutes. And that's a 7-inning baseball game. Now, I don't know what the record is for a 9-inning affair. I don't know. I haven't looked back because we have, to be fair, we have done vastly more 7-inning baseball games than 9-inning baseball games. As there's a swing and a miss. Infield moves in. Counts 2-1 to Raccabaldo. I would say about 80 to 85% of the games that we've done over our baseball portfolio. Strike called late. Call that time. Senator's dugout doesn't appreciate it, and it's 2-2, and the dog doesn't appreciate it either. He thought that call was a little rough. That one's low. Come on. You didn't get that one?
I'll join you in silence.
Here's the pitch. It's a ground ball out to short. Rorick's going to... Oh, they've got a backup on the bases. The runners have passed each other. Oh, my goodness. What happened here? The umpire... Were both runners off the bag? I don't know. He might have gotten away with passing the runner on the bases. This could get ugly. I mean, John DiPietro has taken a lot of issues with a lot of calls. I mean, this is very unusual. I mean, DiPietro not happy at all. He's saying that there were 2 guys on the bag. That's impossible, is what he said. I mean, this is. I have never seen this before. So, well, no, there's no way that both of them can be out. Wait, no. They're coming off the. They're both coming off the field. Did he tag both of them while he was? Oh, you're kidding me. I have never seen that before. Both runners were standing on the bag because what happened was that Riesel was going home, but because Rorick was over at second base, he was able to claw the runner back to the bag. That one's cracked out towards right center field, and that ball is caught. No controversy that time at all. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Let's take a look at that replay before we go to break because this is very unusual. We'll take a bit of a longer look here as that was a fly ball out to right center that retired Crozier to end the inning. But in this situation, again, if the runner on third, I believe, is the one that gets the priority because that was his original bag. And this one was lined out to Rorick, got it on a hop, and I think what happened is that Rorick is expecting a throw home. So when he's expecting a throw home, well, that runner's going to go down to third. So he's going to try to come back, and I don't think that the runner at second saw that Rorick had the ball. So what happens here is that the third baseman picks up the ball, gets the throw from Rorick, and then are they just both? Yeah, I think that they may have been. I mean, because the runner in white. So let's see. So the runner in the white helmet is the runner at second, which would be Riesel. Morgan. Morgan will be the runner on second. Riesel would be the runner on third. So on the ground ball here to Rorick, he stops, grabs it, and then comes back. And we're actually going to seam right into the next inning here. So Morgan, I think, may have passed the runner, which would automatically make him out, because if you pass the runner on the bases, then you're automatically out. But he may have, the question is, did he tag Riesel, who was the runner on third? So a very unusual situation that time, and it ends with a fly ball to right center field. That will be scored as a 4-5 double play for the second out, and then Crozier flies out to right center for the third. First pitch is a strike called to Jared Vanderster. This broadcast is brought to you by RCSJ, the Rowan College of South Jersey Roadrunners on Gloucester campus. Winners on the field, winners in the classroom as well. Bring your talents to RCSJ today by becoming a prospective athlete of the Roadrunners. Visit rcroadrunners.com for more information. Swing and a miss. 1-2-3 that time. Ruffino picks up his 7th strikeout. And second time Vanderster's gone down on strikes tonight. And it's Thomas Carroll now the batter. And we did confirm with the home dugout that play at second by DiPietro was an error. So Ruffino does not have any hits allowed tonight, as that one is inside. Good breaking ball to Carroll, the lefty, as they're going to hit back-to-back lefties here in 3 of the next 4. Carroll, Cizelka, and then Jack Mistero. The only one breaking that up is R.J. Mistero in the 2 slot. Up and in that time. But he's 1 above the minimum. Misses. We'll have to check to see when was the last time, if he's able to complete it, a full game 7-inning no-hitter. I can't remember the last time. No, I know I said it. It's ball 4. Jinxes aren't real. He can't hear me. Batter can't hear me. Catcher can't hear me. It's not real. Doesn't exist. And I don't care who says otherwise. Because we're trying to dance around saying the information. That goes against the ethos of what being a broadcaster is. We have to plainly and yet expressively, detail the information that's happening on the field to you, the viewer at home. So what if you tuned in right now in the top of the 6th inning after a long day of work, and you're a Washington Township Senators fan, and you don't know what he's doing? You think, hey, he has a runner on first. Maybe that was given up via a single. That ball's hit out towards left center field. It will stay up, and a leaping catch in left field. Wonderful play. They do throw it back to first, and Raccabaldo scoops it. That was a fantastic play in left field. A little acrobatic that time from Dan Riesel. But Carroll walked. And now Cizelka flies out to left field for the second out of the 6th. Up and out. One ball, no strikes, 2 away. Strike called. 1 ball, 1 strike. R.J. Mistero 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out to short. Whoa, just missed that time. 2 balls, 1 strike. Biggest thing here for Ruffino is composure. Don't have to worry about the scoreboard. He's got a 3-run lead now. Obviously, with a lot of confusion in the 5th inning, that doesn't help, but they will say yes. It definitely was off the plate, but I think the debate was whether he swung at it. Mistero, either way, wasn't happy with it. And it's 2-2. Mistero 0 for 2. His younger brother Jack is one of 2 base runners for CHBR tonight. Reached on an error at second base in the 1st inning. That one's high. Runners go into second. The throw is not in time. And CHBR steals a base. So Carroll, the 9-hitter, gets in there safely. Strike 3 called. Mistero goes down on strikes. It's 8 for Joey Ruffino, and the lights will be just a little bit brighter on the left-hander. He is through 6 and is 1 inning away from some history here in the semifinals. 3-0 Senators.
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors, many of whom are teachers in local schools, we are dedicated to your success and will help you master the road with confidence. With an over 95% success rate of students passing their road test on their first try, you know your student will be in good hands while embarking on a huge step of their young adult lives, all while avoiding the lines at the DMV and getting insurance discounts.
We chose Harper, and so should you.
Bottom of the 6th inning could be the last chance to hit for the Senators as they lead it 3-0. Moving right along here at Alcyon Park. Aiden Iwi, though, still in, even with the 3-0 game. I think it makes sense at this point. Top of the 7th inning. You do have a bullpen arm ready to go if things go sour, but at the same time, I think what's important is that if they're going to go back to Camden tomorrow night either way. So would you rather start dipping into your bullpen now, or would you just keep Iwi out for 6 innings, stick with what happens tonight? Obviously, 4 runs in the 7th inning is entirely possible. It's not a guarantee, but it's possible. You never know. You never know what's going to happen around this town. That is ball 4. He does pick up a walk to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning. And again, somebody's coming out of the dugout for CHBR. We'll see if that's the end of the road. But a 4-pitch walk to Robert Carfagno. Or he originally was coming out of the dugout, and now he's stepping back in. So he will face Carfagno here. Popped up, back behind the plate, and foul. Upstairs. Runner goes. No throw to second base. Runner gets in safely. And Carfagno will steal second base with Scarpa now with a 1-2 count. Swing and a miss. Scarpa down on strikes. He is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. And now again that assistant calls for the left-hander, and we will have the southpaw coming in for CHBR. So we'll have our first pitching change of the night, and it comes here late. Bottom of the 6th, 1 away. Aiden Iwi's day is done. He allowed a fair bit of walks and actually had a decent bit of strikeout action. He had a grand total of 6 on the evening, but what did seem to haunt him were his walks. He gave up 5 of them throughout the night. Again, left-hander coming on for the CHBR crew. In the bottom of the 6th inning, it's 3-0. Terwilliger is the new pitcher for CHBR here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Comes in with a runner on second, being Robert Carfagno. First pitch from the Submariner lefty. Dylan Terwilliger out of UMass Amherst. Over in, of course, Massachusetts. Has not allowed a run this year, but in a small sample size of 2 innings across 3 appearances. Strike called, 1-1 to Trevor Sharkey, the catcher, in tonight's contest. Absolutely beautiful night here in Pittman. Has dropped down to 78 degrees. Popped up, out to short, and straight down for out number 2. Wonderful skylines tonight and outlines in the clouds. A little bit too bright. Who turned on the lights? Well, they have turned on the lights. It feels like it's been a recurring theme this year, is that we've been at places that have not had lights. There's 4 Tri-County venues that do not use lights and have to be done, as there's a base hit in the left field. That's going to get down into the corner for Mistero. He's got to throw a laser to second for Rorick. It's an RBI long single off the bat of Trevor Sharkey, as the catcher laces one out to left field, and it's now 4-0 Senators. As Terwilliger allows a hit and allows a run, but he won't be charged for that run. It'll instead go back on Huey's record. So Carfagno comes in to score from second, and the Senators have now extended their lead here in Game 1, 4-0. Swing and a miss by Alex DiPietro. We've got 2 away and an 0-1 count here in the bottom of the 6th. And, of course, Joey Ruffino, for those unaware, has been 2 batters above the minimum tonight and has a goose egg in the scorecard. He faces 3, 4, and 5. Jack Mistero, Damon Sirianni, and Braden Davis. So for those curious, I'll wait until after this pitch. Here's the 1-1. Outside by Terwilliger. The last no-hitter to be thrown was back on May 24th, 2023, at least on DWB cameras. It was between Penns Grove and Gloucester on senior night, and it was Seth McCormick who combined with his right-hander for the 5-inning shutout in what was a 24-0 game. Gloucester scored 10 runs in the first inning. I believe it was Aiden Daly and Seth McCormick who combined in the effort. As there's a big swing and a miss. That'll retire the side. We'll resume that conversation if needed in the top of the 7th, as Joey Ruffino will be chasing some history. He's already done it twice this summer. Does he have a chance to make it 3 here for the Senators? We'll be right back. Well, history could be on the side of Joey Ruffino. He's done it twice this year and is 3 outs away from doing it on the biggest stage yet here for the Washington Township Senators. They lead at 4-0. They got a big insurance run in the 6th. And this game could be decided. However, the runs are not what we're worried about here. I mean, obviously, either way, the series will go back to Camden tomorrow night, and we'll wait for an update on the South Jersey Grizzlies and Cherry Hill to see where their series lands. Either way, there's going to be a game here tomorrow night. There's going to be a game in Camden tomorrow night. Beautiful breaking ball to the Gloucester Catholic grad and younger brother of his own teammate, R.J. Mastero. Counts 0-1. Or, excuse me, it's 2-1. That first pitch missed wide. Damon Suriani on deck, and then Braden Davis, who we have not seen start too much for CHBR this year, is in the 3-hole. This would be the first ever 7-inning no-hitter if it's completed. There's a strike called, 2-2. We've seen some 5-inning no-hitters at the high school level and in the summer league level as well, in terms of, what's it called? In terms of darkness shortened games, but no excuse to shorten the game tonight. Outside, 3-2. Mastero, Suriani, and Davis. Mastero is one of 2 base runners for CHBR tonight. Reached on an error by the second baseman in the top of the first inning. Just about an hour and 20 minutes ago. Swing and a miss. He got him. 1 away. 9 for Ruffino. As the Senators now 2 outs away from going up 1-0 in the series. And now just a quick meeting between pitcher and catcher, Trevor Sharkey and Joey Ruffino. Obviously what he wants to do here, slow things down. Don't want to rush something. I don't know how much it's in the head of Ruffino, considering he's already done it twice this year in the regular season. It was a time where he'd only given up 1 hit and no runs over an entire month this summer. Now they're going to meet again. I think their signs are getting crossed up here. And during a moment like this is not when you want to get your communications crossed up. Just making sure that everybody's on the same page. Ruffino, though, he's got a smile on his face, though. He thinks he's ready to go, and he's 2 outs away from making some history of his own tonight. Again, they met twice, Sharkey and Ruffino, to make sure that their communications were on point, were on the same page. After all, I mean, think about it in the sense of he's kind of been here before. There's a fly ball, right field, sinking in. And making the catch in right field will be Morgan. That's out number 2. And this has a chance to be the second shortest game in DWB baseball history for a 7-inning matchup. Again, we are tied with Audubon and Sterling from 2024, which went an hour and 24 minutes. Guess what? It's 8:25 right now. And what better way to have a quick game going into what could be a grueling Tuesday night with the Grizzlies and Cherry Hill Pittman. Here's the 1-0. Strike called, 1-1. Braden Davis 0 for 2. He has 2 strikeouts, one looking and 1 swinging. And again, we'll be back on the air, same time, same place, same press box tomorrow night between the South Jersey Grizzlies and Cherry Hill. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away, top of the 7th inning. Fouled back towards the rotunda and into the parking lot. It's 1-2. Joey Ruffino, 1 earned run all year. There have been a few like him, but there have been none like Joey Ruffino. And there is only one Joey Ruffino. He's 1 strike away, and he's got it. Swing and a miss. And for the first time in DWB history, Joey Ruffino has thrown a 7-inning no-hitter. It's his 3rd of the year, and it comes in the most important spot of them all in the semifinals. He gets himself a Game 1 win on his back with a lightning fast 4-0 win, 10 strikeouts, and he gets Braden Davis swinging to end it. An error in the top of the first and a walk in the top of the sixth was all that it took, and were the only base running outputs by CHBR tonight. They lose it 4-0, and this series will go back to Camden tomorrow night to see if we'll go a game 3 or if we will see some more fireworks headed our way for one of these two in the Carter Cup. We'll be right back. We're going to talk to Joey Ruffino. How about that? His first ever no-hitter, our first ever no-hitter of a 7-inning or longer performance. Because we've seen a couple 5-inning ones, but this is the first one that really counts in the record books. We'll be right back. Player of the game interview from a bit of a different scenery tonight up here in the press box. Final score 4-0 Washington Township. Holy goodness, what a night for Joey Ruffino. It's your third no-hitter of the year. You're used to it, but we certainly aren't. 10 strikeouts for you. How'd you feel out there today?
Very good. Just throwing strikes, just throwing the ball over the plate and getting guys out.
I mean, you had a strikeout in every inning except for one,
yeah.
including a couple where you had multiple. But, I mean, top of the first inning was really where the only blemish was. You had one walk in the sixth, and then you had an error at second base. And considering the fact that you've only allowed one earned run all year, it's incredible. I mean, it is literally incredible. You threw 2 no-hitters against Blackwood, almost had one versus Vineland, but there was an infield single. This is, in the words of your own manager, the best hitting team in the league, CHBR. They've got one of the highest batting averages in the league. I mean, you just did that. 10 strikeouts. It's incredible. Obviously, this is a big moment for you guys. You guys are in the semifinals. You won the first game of the series, and now you go back to Camden tomorrow night with a 1-0 lead. This has to have some great momentum for you guys, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, the hitters, they're doing real good, getting good ABs. Fielding's been great, and we have great pitching coming up. It should be good.
And not to mention the fact that you guys have a lot of pitching depth. You have Eric Cartafalsa. You've got, I forget his other name, the guy who pitched versus
Nick Evangelista.
Yeah, Evangelista. He pitched versus Vineland, who was on the tip of my tongue. But yeah, I mean, this is just an incredible moment for you guys. Hitting versus one of the best teams in the league. You guys got a quick start with Raccabaldo getting the RBI single, and then a bit of controversy in the fifth, but you made it work nonetheless and got a couple runs on the board.
Yep.
How do you feel about your team's confidence going into tomorrow night?
I mean, as long as they keep hitting and pitchers keep doing good, there's nobody that can beat us.
And one more question for you. You've thrown 3 no-hitters this year. How does this one rank against the other 2?
This one's cool because I know a bunch of people on the other team. I mean, those are my boys, and it was a good game and playoffs. It's nice.
He's collecting them like it's Pokemon cards out there. Joey, thank you very much. We're going to close with our DWB tradition. We're going to have you sign the bottom of the scorecard, and we're going to do it a little bit differently this time. He is signing the CHBR side of the scorecard because he threw a no-hitter. It's the first ever in over 300 baseball games that we've covered, the first ever 7-inning or longer no-hitter in DWB history. We've seen a couple 5-inning ones, but none of that caliber. Joey, thank you very much. Have a safe drive, and we'll hope to see you guys coming soon. All right, appreciate it. And that will be all for us tonight here on DWB. What an incredible night it was for Joey Ruffino. He had 10 strikeouts, and I just can't believe it. 10 strikeouts, only 1 walk, an error allowed, and no runs. 4-0 the final. The Senators take down CHBR, and they will be headed to a Game 2 to potentially clinch their spot and get their place at the table at the Carter Cup come next week. From our entire crew on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, our social media coordinator, Haley Mejia, our graphics crew, Gavin Van Rel, Caleb Lane, and Carson Rosso, my producer, Vincent Folk, I'm Dan Wilkins. We'll see you same time, same place, same venue. It's tomorrow night. It is the South Jersey Grizzlies versus the Cherry Hill Bad Guys as 4-0 the final. Senators over CHBR. Have a good one, folks.